Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, and thank you so much for waking up with TD, baby. Thank you. This is a beautiful Tuesday morning, October the 1st, 2019. We have an amazing show lined up for everybody, but if you're coming in the room and you're joining us live on this beautiful morning, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. This is the wake up show, baby. Got the iced coffee going. Thank you for tuning in and joining. I hope y'all like the intro music, baby. It's my boy Matthew, one of his new singles, man. Good music to wake up to, baby. Just feel real good. I hope y'all ready to have a great day today as we bring the sun in, as we bring the sunshine, as it rises on the East Coast. We're going to start our day off the right way. We're going to talk about some football this morning, and we have a lot to discuss. A few things that we're going to be talking about. Of course, a lot of things Miami Dolphins, and we're going to try to save that towards the end of the show. But before we get to the end of the show, we're going to talk about a few subjects, one being Frank Gore and how amazing he still is. Another being the suspension, the season-ending suspension of the Raiders' Vontaze Burfict. Good morning to everybody entering the comment section right now on this beautiful morning. We're also going to be discussing Denver Broncos' Bradley Chubbs being out for the season and what that means for the Denver Broncos and what implications that has for the Miami Dolphins, baby. Oh, man, this music feels good, man. I can't lie, y'all. I'm just vibing. I'm up in the morning. Hey, y'all already know. Honestly, I went to sleep at 2 a.m., y'all. So I'm back up literally 3.5 hours later. But this is what we do. I'll catch up my rest later. Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I hear you. I see y'all comments in the comment section. We're about to get started. I just like to vibe out for the first 5 minutes because I know a lot of people are waking up. If you're in the bed right now, listening to TD Fans Talk on this beautiful morning, hey, the early bird gets the worm, baby. Y'all go ahead and get up and get started for the day. Y'all hit that like button on your way in the room. And shout out to GFirm456. He says, what's good, my brother, with the donation? Man, what a beautiful morning, guys. Amazing. Some other topics we're going to be talking about is how the Dallas Cowboys escaped a huge scare with left tackle Tyron Smith. We also going to get into a little segment that I want to call QB or defensive end. We're going to talk about that as well. Also with some local news in the Miami area dealing with the Miami Dolphins. We had a scam that went down at the game. We're going to discuss that as well, along with a lot of other Miami Dolphins news this morning. But hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We are all in our places with bright, smiley faces. Woo! And this is the way that we're going to start out our day, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. This is TD Fans Talk here on October 1st, 2019. A beautiful Tuesday over here in the United States of America. Everybody who is around the world watching TD Fans Talk, we appreciate you tuning in internationally, worldwide, baby. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. We're going to start our show in less than 60 seconds. But before we do, I want to give some special shout outs to all those who are live with us right now. Sean Griffin, shout out to you. Shout out to you for saying good morning. Terrence Herndon being the first one in the room this morning, joining us on this beautiful stream. And Carlos Marinda says, good morning, amigo, from Southern California. Oh, man, you're up riding out with us, man. We know it's 3:30 over there in Southern California. Thank you for tuning in, man. Wow, that's amazing. You in a good mood, huh, TD? You better know it, Mr. Well, that ain't Mr. That's MNT TV. Shout out to everybody in the comment section joining us live this morning. You can tune in to TD Fans Talk every single morning going forward. Not every single morning. Let me keep it real. Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. It is the segment called Wake Up with TD. Good morning to you all. It's time to dive straight into our show where we discuss news. We're going to be discussing news around the NFL and talking about our beloved Miami Dolphins, giving you a mix of that and some news going down with the Miami Dolphins as well. I'm glad for y'all to join me this morning. Just make sure on your way in the live chat, if you are here with us, hit that like button. And if you don't catch this stream until later, watching it after it has already been streamed, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel, and make sure you let your friends and family members know about TD Fins Talk as well. You can also find me in several locations like Twitter at TD Fins Talk. Instagram is TD Fins Talk, and my new Facebook page is TD Fins Talk as well. Thank you all for tuning in this morning and waking up with TD. Let's get straight down into business. The first story that we have this morning, ladies and gentlemen, the very first story is talking about Frank Gore. If you missed it, which a lot of people may have missed it, we want to give a special congratulations to Frank Gore for putting in work, becoming the fourth running back of all time in the NFL to reach 15,000 plus yards, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to discuss with y'all real quick why that is so special. 15,000 plus, his exact number is 15,021 yards, okay? Now, let's not forget, Frank Gore is a native Miami Hurricane. Y'all got to put up them U's this morning. Wake up, everybody. That's what this show is for. You got to put them U's up. He is a native Miami Hurricane. He was drafted in the third round of the 2005 draft, okay? He was picked number 65th overall. Now, being picked number 65th overall, it means you were the best player in the third round, I guess, coming out, which his career has spelled first round all the way. So congratulations to him being picked in the third round by having a first round overall career. And to be honest, let's just keep it 100. He's had a first round number one overall pick career. I mean, if we want to be 100% honest, that's what his career has translated to, okay? He was the first person picked up in the third round. Now, who is he trailing since he became number 4? Okay, he is trailing only Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, and Emmitt Smith being number 1. Man, you can't. Does that not spell greatness, ladies and gentlemen? Does that not spell greatness? Frank Gore has had a career in the NFL where he is amongst the likes of Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, and Emmitt Smith. Only those other three guys can say they did what Frank Gore was able to do, 15,000 plus yards. Congratulations, Frank Gore. And it doesn't stop there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you why Frank Gore, well, we already know he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, those three guys are Hall of Famers. But not only is he going to be a Hall of Famer, but he's probably going to be I'm going to say he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And let me tell you why there will be no questions about it. Because right now, he is averaging 70 yards per game. I think he put up 119 versus the Patriots, by the way, last week. Let me sip on that. Iced coffee doing me good this morning. All right? Now, if he maintains this pace, he is only 4 games before he actually passes Barry Sanders, ladies and gentlemen. He is only 4 games away. If he maintains the 70 yards per game average, he is only 4 games away from passing Barry Sanders. Barring any major injury, it is safe to say Frank Gore is going to pass Barry Sanders this year. And truth be told, he's doing so well this year that he's actually on pace for 1,163 yards on the season. Wow. Look how long this man has been in the league, and he is on pace for 1,163 yards on the season late in his career. What did I tell y'all last year? I told y'all if he wasn't splitting carries, he would have been a 1,300 yard back in Miami. 1,300 yard back easily. He was the only one putting in work last year, getting between the tackles, and keyword, getting between the tackles, making it happen for the Dolphins last year. Ultimately, we moved on with Frank Gore because we went with the youth movement. No question about it. Now, another fun fact about all of this, if he does maintain his average and ends up with 1,163 yards this season, do you know that he will actually pass Walter Payton if he plays another year? And all he would need to do is average 51 yards per game in his 16 games to become the number 2 running back in all time with the most yards. Number 2, only behind Emmitt Smith. If he continues to do what he's doing this year, and next year, all he would need to do is average 51 yards per game, and he will become the number 2 running back of all time in rushing yards, behind only Emmitt Smith. Now, everybody's speculation, Frank Gore might retire after this year when he played for us. He didn't retire. He's still running. Not only is he still running, he's running at a high level. So I don't see any reason, barring any major injury, and we'll cross our fingers and wish him the very best in that regards. I can still see him running the ball next year, especially if all he has to do is average 51 yards a game. I think he's really going to go after the number 2 running back of all time in rushing yards. Oh my, do you know how beautiful that will be? The only thing that's going to possibly, I'm not going to write him off yet, possibly haunt Frank Gore in his entire career is the fact that he hasn't won a Super Bowl. He's been in NFC champ, if I'm not mistaken, but never won a Super Bowl. We're talking about a running back who's a 5-time Pro Bowler, and if he keeps on doing what he's doing right now, he might, just being in the league this long and still putting it up, they might vote him into the Pro Bowl again. He's been a second-team All-Pro. See, he's never been the leader in the league, but he's always put the work in. Just amazing. Shout out to Frank Gore. Truly a Hall of Famer in the making. Already made, to be honest. But it's going to be so beautiful if he can maintain this success into even next season and watching this man pass Walter Payton only behind Emmitt Smith. And even when he passes Walter Payton, he will be exactly about 1,600 yards short of Emmitt Smith. 1,600 yards short of Emmitt Smith. I don't know, guys. What if Frank Gore literally passes Walter Payton after next season and says, man, I need 1,600 yards. Do I have 2 good seasons of 800 left in me? Do I? I don't know if it's a stretch because he's been, guys, there's three players in the league that I consider the long tooth players that have my ultimate respect that are Hall of Famers. There are three players in the league that I consider have the long tooth effect. And if you don't know what the long tooth effect is, been in the league forever and still acting like they're in their prime. Still acting like they're in their prime at times. Still acting like they're in their prime. Let me see. I'm gonna give about 30 seconds to see if anybody in the comment section can come up with those 3 players in the NFL who TD feels are the long tooth Hall of Fame players in the NFL. There are 3 players right now. It's probably more. But there are 3 that I always remember that are the long tooth players. Breeze is one, but it's not one that I was called. I'm talking about, man, yes, Larry Fitzgerald is one. That's one. Gore is another. And Brady is the last. But good call on Breeze. So I guess I'll say 4. I'm not going to say Eli. We're talking about highest level today. Playing at the highest level today. Frank, Fitzpatrick, Brady, and Breeze. It's a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. I'm not even going to give it to Witten. I mean, he's making some good plays and being solid, but it's not the highest level Witten. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Shout out to Samuel Tomlinson for getting it first in the live conversation. And it's a beautiful thing to watch. We got about 47 people in the room early in the morning getting ready to go get it today on this beautiful Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for waking up with TD, all right? Now, once again, shout out to Frank Gore. Hell of a career. I really want to see you keep that up. Matter of fact, I want to see you go number one. I want to see you do 4 years in this league at a high level and leave out on top, slamming your feet down, slamming your fists to your palm, saying, now what? What's up, everybody? I'm rooting for you, Frank Gore. Best of luck. Congratulations, man. We love you here in Miami. Thank you for everything that you did. And moving right along, guys. Moving right along. The next topic of the day. The next topic of the day, okay? Raiders Vontaze Burfict was suspended for the rest of the season on a helmet-to-helmet hit, okay? I wanted to discuss that this morning because at first thought, I was shocked. I said, man, a player is suspended for the season? What did he do? It's not often players are suspended for the season. And then when I saw it was due to a hit, a personal foul hit, I said, man, I've never seen a player really suspended due to a personal foul hit. I've never seen that. Due to a personal foul? Man, what is going on? What kind of foul? Excuse me, what kind of foul was this? Was he throwing punches and ripping helmets off and kicking people in the neck? I was shocked at first. And when I saw the hit, I said, ooh, that's a nasty hit, and he's wrong for it. But the whole season, I was kind of floored. I was like, oh, the NFL, what's going on? They're being really unfair. Yeah, it was terrible. 6 games might even be excessive. But I can understand 6 games. But for the rest of the season? But that's why you can never just pay attention to the surface information. This is why I enjoy doing my research to make sure that I'm right in the way that I feel. After doing my research, I have literally concluded that the NFL is more than spot on with this suspension. As a matter of fact, with the research that I did, I would have even taken it a step further and asked the NFL, why didn't you just ban him from the NFL? Now, I'm not the type of person that will sit here and try to talk bad against someone's livelihood. No. It's not me. So a piece of me reserves what I just said in regards to banning a player. But at the end of the day, to preserve the integrity of the game, especially with things like CTE and everything that the NFL has been through and the players who are suffering from such terrible, terrible illness, that being CTE, ladies and gentlemen, to have someone literally being a promoter of it in a lack of better terms, I don't know, being a promoter of it with his actions on the field, it's not right. It's not right. You don't need these type of people in the NFL taking shots at individuals that can change their life and their family's life for the rest of their lives. It's not right. Not only for the safety of other players, but what about the safety for him himself? His own safety. It's not right. It's bad. It's not cool at all. After doing my research, I literally found that this guy has been suspended, if I'm not mistaken, 12 times in the NFL. 12 times. It's crazy. No, sorry. I see it again. 13 times. Burfict received 13 suspensions and fines in 7 seasons. Well, suspensions and fines, a combination. In only 7 seasons, you average a suspension and a fine a year? on. 2 of the suspensions were for illegal hits, totaling 6 games. He also appealed a 5-game suspension in 2017, and they were lenient and reduced it down to 3 games. Reduced it down to 3 games. This guy is a so let me give you his most recent track record. I can see if it was spread out. You had one your rookie year, you had one 4 years later, and now in the 7th year you had another one. Well, you obviously aren't intentionally trying to. You went 3 seasons without one, then another 2 without. You're just having bad luck and making bad decisions on occasions. But let's talk about his last 3 years history. In 2016, for an illegal hit, suspended 3 games. In 2017, for an illegal hit, suspended 5 games, appealed, and ended up getting 3. In 2018, you were caught using performance enhancement drugs and got a 4-game suspension. And now you come to 2019 and give another illegal hit and they just ban you for the season? Now he's appealing the process. His agent was pretty clear that, he wasn't trying to target. Absolutely. I get all that. I'm not one to judge. And that it was a football play. From what I saw on film, he made a decision. He had time to make a decision, and he made it. Now, will they uphold the 12-game suspension? I don't know. They may reduce it to 8. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this isn't a good look for the NFL. And this is more of a safety issue, not just the players that he's affecting, but even himself. Burfict, I wish you the best, man. I hope everything works out for you. And above all, I wish you your own safety and help and things get better for you. And if you're given another opportunity, I wish for you not to be in bad situations like this. And I wish for you to give your very best because you are a good player. But I wish for you to be able to give your very best without hurting others and yourself. That's my thoughts on that, guys. But I had to bring that up because that's a huge issue that this NFL has gone through. They're not going to live with that. They're not going to accept that, ladies and gentlemen. They are not going to accept hits like that. It's terrible. You're ending people's careers. Good morning to everyone joining the conversation this morning. Shout out to you. We appreciate you joining us live. We're here on TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. This is our new segment, Waking Up with TD. Wake Up with TD. We have several topics. If you missed it, we started out with Frank Gore. We just ended our conversation on Vontaze Burfict suspension for the year. So if you're new to the chat, continue on the live chat with us and go back and check out the rest later. Good morning to you all joining the room, all right? We're over 40 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Now let's go to the next conversation, guys. This isn't going to be a long one, but it does have Miami Dolphin implications. The Denver Broncos' Bradley Chubbs is out for the season with a partially torn ACL, okay? Partially torn ACL. Well, that's the Denver Broncos. A lot of players get hurt. But first and foremost, we have to look at the implications for the Miami Dolphins in this situation, okay? So far this season, first of all, let's get this straight now. Chubbs is a very, 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 very good player, okay? He was the 5th overall pick in the 2018 draft. Just last year, ahead of Christian Wilkins, at the linebacker position, he was drafted by the Denver Broncos. And his coach would even tell you, okay, Fangio has said it's a huge loss. He is one of our better players, obviously. His tempo, he's a tempo setter, a great person, and a leader. So they're going to be missing one of their best players on the defensive end of the ball, anchoring that defense. Here's why this is going to be a tough situation for the Miami Dolphins. The Denver Broncos are now 0-4. I want the Miami Dolphins to come back, start winning games, and have a successful season. Many will say, TD, you can want that all you want, but it's not going to happen. And please don't steal my joy and my hope. So I'm going to hold out hope. But if we were to take if we were to come to the realization that the Miami Dolphins are not going to be very good this year and they're going to lose a lot of games, the Denver Broncos are literally in position to actually be worse than the Miami Dolphins now, if you ask me. They really are. They may have the first or second or third overall pick. A lot of people, we're tanking. The truth is, regardless of us continuing to lose these games, we may not even have the number 1 overall pick. Now, if you're a Tua enthusiast, you should be happy about the Denver Broncos beating us out for the first round pick, because they are not going to be going for Tua, because they have their boy sitting right there that they got last year. He's only out due to injury. But they're the perfect candidates to take a player like Chase Young. Perfect candidates to do that. And me, if you know me, I'm on record. My first overall pick would be Chase Young. I want that man. I want that guy at all costs. You also got the Jets and Cincinnati as well. 0-4 that you should definitely be concerned about. You also can't count out the Arizona Cardinals, but I don't think they're in the market for another quarterback. But the way they did Rosen, who knows? Who knows? That'll be real interesting. If they don't win more than 2 games in Arizona, you got rid of Rosen. But will you keep Murray? I think they will, but interesting. Interesting. Right now, they have a half a win. So they're on pace for 2 wins. They're on pace for 2 wins right now. We got a lot of 0-4 teams, including ourselves. We're not even guaranteed to have the 1, 2, or 3 overall pick. But if things continue to go the way they are, it's very likely that we would. The problem is we play the Bengals. The problem is we play the Jets twice. These are some of the things you have to look out for. The problem is we play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who got their first win last night. Only because they were playing another 0-3 team. They're no good either. So huge loss for the Denver Broncos, but it does have major draft implications. So we're going to keep our eyes on that situation and see how it transforms. About 4 weeks from now, we'll have a much better picture. A much better picture. Much better picture, all right? Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, another topic that I want to discuss this morning as we come up on the 7 a.m. hour. As we come up on the 7 a.m. hour here on the East Coast, waking up with TD. Shout out to everybody getting up early this morning, getting ready, getting going. Getting ready to start their day, joining the conversation. Definitely appreciate it. We're going to be doing this Monday through Friday going forward, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Shout out to everybody overseas joining this conversation where it's late at night. We appreciate y'all tuning in. But you can always find TD in the morning, waking up with TD, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to catch me midday, it'll be between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I plan to get 2 to 3 streams in between that 2-hour window. Different subjects. So tune in to TD Fans Talk. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, I wanted to bring up the fact that they escaped. They literally escaped a major blow to the team. They aren't out the woodwork, but they did escape a major blow, okay? A huge scare. Left tackle Tyron Smith in that Saints game looked like he rolled his knee at the end of the game and came out of the game. Luckily for them, it has been diagnosed as a high ankle sprain and is now week to week. So he is not out for the season. I thought it might have been a lot worse, but he is not out for the season. And this is a team who's looking to have Super Bowl aspirations this year, but he will not be out for the season. And this is a player who was a 2011 first-round pick, number 9th overall, 6-time Pro Bowler, and a 6-time All-Pro. That's what you call legit on the offensive line. Left tackle, by the way. Left tackle, by the way. So they definitely dodged a bullet because we were watching that game. And he definitely dodged a bullet on that one. Definitely. All right. Now, this is the part of the conversation where I want to give y'all a little bit of news that happened at the Miami Dolphins Stadium on Sunday. We're going to do news segments as well because we had some fraud going down at the Miami Dolphins Stadium, and I'm not talking about on the field. Literal, actual fraud, okay? Actual fraud going on the field. I mean, not on the field, but in the stands in Miami on Sunday, okay? Tell me why. One of the vendors that walk around carrying all the beers, cold beer, charged the guy $724 for 2 beers. Let me sip on that while y'all soak that in. Sip my iced coffee real quick. Charged the man $724 for 2 beers. At first, like a lot of y'all right now are probably thinking in your mind, oh man, that sucks. That's a huge mistake. It is a huge mistake. The only problem is it wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. He intentionally charged the customer $724 for 2 beers. That's not the worst part about it. The 33-year-old walking vendor swiped the fan's card using a personal card reader. He didn't use the card reader that his company that he worked for. By the way, he didn't work for the Miami Dolphins. It's a subcontracted company for beer vendors that walk around. All right. It was one of those companies. And he worked for the company, so they walk around with beers. It's not they are contracted by Hard Rock Stadium and a whole bunch of other professional sports stadiums. But he didn't work for the Dolphins, okay? Let's get that straight. But they have their own card readers for the company. He didn't use the card reader for the company. He used his personal fraudulent card reader. Little did he know, which I don't understand how he didn't know. If you're committing fraud, you should know the ins and outs of the fraud. Oh my gosh. The customer received an alert from the bank of a purchase of $724. And lo and behold, it displayed the vendor's name. How do you have an illegal card reader in your name? How are you swiping a card for $724 that is literally registered in your name? This ain't no black ops, black site or fraud ring where they got these card readers that aren't registered to them. It's in his name. Oh my gosh. Like, come on, man. Are you serious? Kids? Come on, y'all. Come on. Like, the crazy thing is, when people commit crimes, majority of them aren't even thought out. And the sad part of it is, some of them are thought out, but they always miss the most important part. How is this going to come back to me? Now, I ain't sitting here advocating to teach people how to commit crimes the right way, okay? Let me get that straight now. But that was just dumb. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Swipe the card for $724 using his personal card reader. The Miami Dolphin fan immediately went to the vendors and said, this guy swiped my card for this amount. And they immediately called 911 and he was arrested. He was arrested right away. And he is being charged with grand theft, also using a skimming device, and he was booked and issued a $10,000 bond. Good luck to the 33-year-old walking vendor. I hope you get your life right. At the end of the day, prayers go up to you that you find righteousness. That's all I can say on that end. All right? Oh my gosh. These people, man, people in this world, common sense ain't common at all. Y'all know my saying. Common sense ain't common at all, is it? Oh my God. Common sense ain't common at all. The man got an alert from his bank. Hey, you just made a purchase for $724 to this man. Oh my gosh. Man, I've seen it all. No, I've heard it all. It's crazy. You never heard it all. But anywho, man, let's move right along, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank y'all for tuning in this morning. All right. Now, I want to get to the meat of the conversation real quick. The meat of the conversation, my main topic today. QB. This is my main topic today, okay? QB versus DE. QB versus DE. This is going to be the main segment of the day, which is going to take about 25 minutes, because we're going to discuss this. And after this conversation, we're going to move forward to more recent Miami Dolphins news, okay? QB versus DE. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, yeah, this is basically Tua versus Chase. And it doesn't just come down to Tua versus Chase. I want to have this conversation. Forget Tua and Chase. Just legitimately QB versus DE, defensive end. Quarterback versus defensive end. Okay? I want to give y'all a few stats about what's happening in the NFL right now. I want to give y'all a few stats about what's happening in the NFL right now. I was up to 2 a.m. last night looking this up because I had to see if my suspicion was correct, and I found that it was. Okay? I truly do believe now getting to the quarterback is more important than getting a quarterback. Getting to the quarterback is more important than getting a quarterback. Let's talk about that real quick, okay? Let's talk about that. I'm going to give you all a few stats, okay? I'm going to show you what's going on in the NFL right now. Tell you what's going on right now, okay? And shout out to the person in the comment section about the last story. Said, I think he tried to do $7.24, but looked like $724. Your assumptions, listen, everybody can get that assumption right. First of all, you use the personal card reader. What are you doing with the personal card reader instead of the actual card reader that the company gave you? That's number one. Number two, you go to Hard Rock Stadium, and if you can find me a beer that costs $7.24, ain't even nothing to discuss. Ain't no beer in that stadium $7.24. Not only is there no beer in the stadium $7.24, vendors don't take tax. $9 beer, you give them $9, they give you a beer. So we're not going to make excuses for this man. We're not going to make excuses for this man. Luckily, in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. But we're not going to make excuses for this man, okay? Now, back to the segment, defensive ends versus quarterbacks. I am now convinced that it is more important to get to the quarterback than get a quarterback, okay? We had a good conversation about it last night on the stream during the game. But I had to go look up some more stats. I said, you know what? Let's look at the correlation between the teams losing and if their quarterbacks are getting sacked, okay? Let's start right here. Arizona, one of the bottom tier teams in the NFL this year. Kyler Murray is averaging the third highest sacks in the NFL. The third highest sacks. He is number 3, if I'm not mistaken. 5 sacks per game. Kyler Murray, ladies and gentlemen, they got the quarterback, right? But since he averages 5 sacks per game, he hasn't even won a full game yet. I'm going to keep on going, guys, because I want to show you the correlation here. So it looks like in Arizona's situation, it's more important to get at your quarterback versus you getting one. And that's what they're doing to Arizona. They're getting at the quarterback. which is making the fact of getting one not matter anyway. Not matter anyway. And shout out to Ed Dowling in the comment section who just said, new quarterback, same crappy line. That can be a good assessment of it as well. So you mean to tell me you didn't believe in Rosen, thought he wasn't the answer, you go get Kyler Murray, and people are still convinced that Kyler Murray is the answer, but it doesn't matter? And I'm not saying he's not the answer. He could turn out to be the greatest quarterback of all time, but it doesn't matter because they're getting to the quarterback. So I ask y'all again, which is more important, getting to the quarterback or getting one? Let's keep going. Let's broaden it. Deshaun Watson. They are now 2-2. If you go look at the games where they won, he's barely getting sacked. But you'll be surprised to find that he's averaging 4.5 sacks per game. Matter of fact, let me back up. Kyler Murray is actually number 1 in the NFL in getting sacked. He's not number 3. I had that wrong. He's number 1. Deshaun Watson is number 2. They've actually had 2 decent games for Deshaun Watson. In the games that he lost, he's getting sacked at a high number. He is averaging 4.5 sacks per game. Not going to get it done. You got the quarterback, but is it mattering? The games you're losing, there's a correlation. You're getting sacked. Let's keep going. Number 3 in the NFL. Actually, yes, I was wrong. Murray was number 3. Number 1 in the NFL, excuse me. The Miami Dolphins. They are averaging 5.5 sacks per game allowed. 5.5 sacks per game allowed. This is a prime example of why are we blaming the quarterback? The defense is just getting at him, at the quarterback. So which is more important? If you got the quarterback, is it mattering? If the defense are getting at him? And I already know what some of y'all thinking. You're about to throw out the big names to me and look at how they're winning. Oh, we're going to get there. I'm going to show you something. Let's keep going. The Jets are number 4 in the NFL with most sacks per game at 4.3. Another 0-4 team. Well, TD, that's starting quarterback out. Still a correlation. 0-4. But they're giving up 4.3 sacks a game. 4.3 sacks a game. Looks like there's a correlation here. The worst teams, some of the worst teams in the NFL, give up the most sacks. Give up the most sacks. Now, I know what some people say, this is why you got to get a good O-line. We're going to talk about some teams with good O-lines. We're going to talk about it in a moment. Because we're going to get down to the root cause of what's most important. Let's keep going. Tennessee Titans. They're like number 6 in the league. Mariota, 4.2 sacks a game. If you go do your research and look at the games they won, barely getting sacked. The games they lost, 5 sacks, 4 sacks. Easily. The games they are losing, they have the most amount of sacks. Don't worry, we're going to keep going. I got about 7 more teams to mention to you. Because this is beautiful. Because we're going to start talking about some of the winning teams too and what their sacks look like. The Bengals last night. This is not even counting their last night game, by the way. If we count last night's game, they're probably going to leap all the way to number 1. But they're number 7 in the league at 3.7 sacks per game. But if we count last night's game, they're probably going to jump to about 5 sacks a game. Average, just from last night alone. Definitely above 4 sacks. But is there not a correlation? Is there not a correlation? Let's keep going. Baltimore Ravens has looked great early in the season with the first 2 games. But if you go look at their last 2 games that they lost in a row, how about this week? They lost to the Browns. You know, one of the biggest factors in a mobile QB, by the way, right? That's what some people say. They gave up 4 sacks. They gave up 4 sacks. Now, ain't it funny how this team only averages about 2 sacks a game? They average about 2 sacks a game, but in the losses, 4. 2 sacks a game, but in the losses, 4. Correlation. I want y'all to pay attention to this. How about the Minnesota Vikings, ladies and gentlemen? The Minnesota Vikings. They're actually a team that everybody feels that they're going to do very good this year. I'm just pulling something up real quick. Give y'all some information. The Vikings right now are 2-2. Their 2 losses, they're averaging 5 sacks a game. The 2 losses. Yet their yearly total is about 2 sacks a game. It's crazy. Last game alone, the Minnesota Vikings, that loss, who did they play? The Chicago Bears. They only got 6 points in the whole game. They only got 6 points in the whole game. You know what has a huge part of that? They gave up 6 sacks, y'all. 6. The Minnesota Vikings, with all that firepower, 6 sacks. And everybody was shocked. Wow, the Vikings only scored 6 points. The Vikings only scored 6 points. A team that before this game was averaging 27 points a game. 3 games played and they average 27, and they get 6 points versus the Bears. I know the Bears got a good defense, but that's the point. The Bears got 6 sacks on them, making a good offense only score 6 points. I hope y'all still following me on this correlation. Hope you're still following me here. And Minnesota has a good enough quarterback. Hope you're following me. The Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions. Them up 2. They're averaging 4 sacks. They just lost. Who was it that they played? The Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs. As a matter of fact, let me back up for a second. The Lions went into this game 2.5 and half. They hadn't even lost the game. And they played the Chiefs. The Lions are a good team this year because they lost to the Chiefs 34-30. They had a shootout. This is where your boy Patrick Mahomes, they say, didn't have his best game. They actually gave him a run for his money. But you mean to tell me you give up 4 sacks and that wasn't a huge factor in making the difference in that game? 4 sacks. And they lost. They take their first real loss of the season. Hand in hand with the Chiefs. But you gave up 4 sacks. Correlation. Let's talk about some of these winning teams. That way I can make some of y'all feel better than saying, well, I mean, the great teams ain't going through this. Let's talk about these winning teams. Let's start out with Buffalo. Buffalo Bills started out 3-0 in the season, winning. have one of the least sack totals in the whole NFL, actually have been doing a really good job protecting their quarterback. They barely lost to the Patriots. Do you think the 5 sacks that they gave up had something to do with it? The 5 sacks they gave up. And if I'm not mistaken, like 1 or 2 of them were fumbles, sack fumbles. So is it more important to get at the QB or get a QB? I'm going to keep asking that, okay? That's a winning team. Who else we got that's a winning team? Well, this ain't so much a winning team, but the Atlanta Falcons. Everybody's wondering, why is the Atlanta Falcons struggling? Why are they struggling so much? This is a team that should be fighting for the playoffs every year. And now, don't get me wrong. I know it's early. I know it's early in the season. I get all of that. But at the 4th games, they're in last place in their division. And they have had a somewhat of a solid schedule. But they're 1-3. Could it have something to do that they're giving up all these sacks? Like last game alone versus Tennessee Titans, 5 sacks in one game? A team that I think is a good team but losing, but a big part of it is because they are letting the other team get to the quarterback. 5 sacks that the Titans had on them. 5 sacks. 5 sacks. 5 freaking sacks. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Pull up one more thing here for y'all. Now, give me a second. I lost my screen for a second there. All right, here we go. My bad. All right, we're gonna come back. They got Wake. They can have whoever they want, but that's the whole point I'm making. Is it more important to get at the quarterback or get one? That's the point. You're right, they got Wake. Smart them. They're getting at the quarterback, right? Let's look at the Dallas Cowboys, who is one of the better teams in the NFL, giving up less than 3 sacks a game. 2.5 to be exact. That's not bad in the NFL. Giving up 2.5 sacks per game. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. But it's interesting how, one moment, guys. Oh, man, I just lost it. Please forgive me, guys. 1 second. I lost it. All right, but anywho, the Cowboys lost their first game. Do you think that first game has a lot to do with the fact that their quarterback got sacked 5 times? Do you think it might have something to do with that? 5 times? And last but not least, the Rams. The Rams. One moment, guys. Let me see. Let me pull this up because I actually just lost it, y'all. Y'all forgive me for that. All right, here we go. The Rams. We're talking about a team that is now 3-1. 3-1. Let's see, where is it? Let's see how many sacks they gave up. Man, I can't believe I just lost it. Man, I lost my screen. But if you saw that Rams game, gosh, I had it. I should have wrote it down last night. But anywho, if you saw that Rams game Sunday, what was the biggest problem in that Rams game? The Rams took their first loss. What was the biggest problem in that Rams game? Do y'all know why their quarterback had 4 interceptions? Do y'all know why Jared Goff had 4 interceptions? Turnover interceptions. Absolutely. Did you see those interceptions? What was happening to Jared Goff during those interceptions? Did you see the fumble? That's what it was. They sacked him twice. One was a fumble sack where Sue took it in for a touchdown. He threw 4 interceptions, and that defensive line was abusing the O-line, getting to Jared Goff all day. He getting hit while throwing, and they all picks. They were all picks. See, it's not just the sack either. It's the hurry-ups as well. The hits while being, the throws while being hit. First loss of the season, but it was also the first time a team got to your quarterback. The first time a team got to your quarterback. So, I want to ask y'all in the comment section. I want to pique your mind for all those who are live with me right now. I want y'all to put it in the comment section because we got about 70 people live joining us right now. What's more important to you? Getting to the quarterback or getting a quarterback? Let me know in the comment section. I'm going to give y'all 30 seconds. I just want to pique y'all interest and see how y'all football minds operate. I want to know how your football minds operate. It's easy. Getting to the quarterback or getting one. What's more important in today's NFL? Getting to the quarterback. Get a QB, not even close. Getting to the quarterback. Trenches, which is getting to the quarterback. Getting to the quarterback. Getting to pressure bust pipes. Getting a quarterback. Okay, we're about 7-2. Having a QB is nice, but it's nothing if you don't have talent around him. So that's okay. Sack the QB. QB. Get to the quarterback. Getting to the QB. QB. Getting to the QB. It's interesting. Defense over offense. So getting to the QB. I think they are equally important. I like, who said that? I actually like that. D-Cope 864. You know what? I could vibe with that. I can respect your thoughts on I think they're equally important because in so many terms, one can look at it as equally important. One can look at it as equally important. But if they're equally important, here's the question that I have. At the very worst, if it's equally important, because it looks like an overwhelming amount of the votes are pretty much getting to the quarterback. About 80% of the votes that I saw come through said getting to the quarterback is more important. Maybe even 85 when I take a second look at it. Getting to the quarterback is more important. But if I'm going to go worst case scenario and say that they're equally important, then is it common sense to assume that if you have to draft in the 2020 draft and you have what many feel is a great quarterback on the board, but you also have a higher rated player at a different position as a defensive end on the board, is it common sense to say if they're equally important, you just got to go with whoever the better player is, not based on position, but who the better player is? if they're equally important? And yes, this does go back to the Tua Chase Young conversation. But do you really pass up on Chase Young, who is the higher prospect? But the only reason every mock draft has the quarterback higher is because whoever's going to be the number one pick, they say is in need of a quarterback? So this is why I have this segment today. Because I'm trying to get to the bottom of why people are so quick to say, we got to get the QB, we got to get the QB, we got to get the QB. When in reality, it may not be the most important thing to get. And Kivzilla said we can have both. It's possible to have both. But in reality, it's not likely. Kivzilla, you might be operating off of the assumption that we're going to have the number 1 overall and number 2 overall pick. And that there's a great chance that that won't be the case. I just find it hard for someone to sell it to me to say that you got to get Tua over Chase Young. I find it hard to be sold on that point because I don't understand the logic behind the point. Other than the typical people arguing, because you got to get the QB, it's the most important position. Is it? Is it the most important position because everybody tells you it is? Is it the most important position because everybody on mainstream media TV tells you it is? I don't understand how something can be. I literally don't understand how something can be the most important when another position can stop it. A great defensive end against any tackle in the league, even a great tackle, the best defensive end in the league, let's even say the best lineman in the league, the best defensive lineman in general, the number 1 defensive lineman in the league, if he's going one-on-one, he's going to win his battle against any offensive lineman. I don't care if they're a Pro Bowl or all-pro offensive lineman. The best defensive lineman in the league, one-on-one, is going to win his battle against the best lineman, one-on-one. Not an extra chip, not a double team with a handout. One-on-one, the best defensive lineman in the league is going to win his one-on-one battle and get to the quarterback. You can stop that quarterback. If you get him in a one-on-one situation, he is going to win his battle. He is going to win his battle. There is nobody that can stop the number 1 pass rusher in the league on a one-on-one. But a quarterback can be stopped by multiple players on the defensive line. Any given one winning their battle, sacking them. So the point I'm making here is the quarterback doesn't have full control, ladies and gentlemen, has a lot of control, but does not have full control of his success. His success relies heavily on so many different pieces. A quarterback's success relies on his offensive line to give him time. A quarterback's success relies on a good run game. A quarterback's success relies on people actually catching the ball and not dropping the perfect passes. There's so many factors that a quarterback's success relies on that if one or two of those factors are gone, that quarterback is rendered useless. But a defensive end or a defensive lineman, that one of the best in the league, there ain't many things that his success relies on other than himself. There are not many things that his success relies on other than himself. Now, I understand the logic of what if the people around him just suck and he gets doubled all day? But that's what you're paying for in a great defensive lineman. The ability to get doubled. That's what you're investing in. Somebody who's going to command a double. Do we not see that Christian Wilkins is getting doubled almost every single play? Y'all must be not watching the film. Christian Wilkins. Taco Charles is making Charles Harris look really, 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 really bad. Because Taco Charles has only been a member of this team less than 2 weeks, but is already our best pass rusher. Only 78 snaps. 2 sacks and 3 quarterback hits. 2 sacks and 3 quarterback hits. And if you want to compare the two, Charles Harris, who we just started reducing his playing time, might I add. We just reduced his playing time, but I don't know if y'all noticed that. Has 0 sacks and 218 snaps. Oh my gosh. 3 times the amount of snaps is of Taco Charles. 3 times the amount of snaps. It has 0 sacks. But Taco already coming in with 3 quarterback hurries and 2 sacks. So when you got a Taco Charles, and this is what I want y'all to realize. See, Taco Charles, if he keeps this up, he's going to start demanding occasional double teams. Now you got Christian Wilkins getting double teamed. You got Taco Charles on occasions getting double teamed. Devon Godchild has been making a lot of plays in the run game. Do y'all not see the picture of bringing in that one more guy? Chase Young in this defensive line has been transformed overnight. One player can make our defensive line look, oh my gosh, who you going to double? Who are you going to double? Who are you going to double? With Taco Charles' motor doing what it's doing? With Taco Charles' motor doing what it's doing, who are you going to double? Chase Young on the other side? Who are you going to double? Because if you start doubling the defensive ends, now Christian Wilkins is licking his chops. I finally get some one-on-ones. Oh, let's go. Then you're going to see then you're going to see the Christian Wilkins. I can't believe people are actually talking down on Christian Wilkins' game. Those are the people that don't watch film. This man demands a double team almost every single play. Almost every single play. And still clogs up the middle. The run game for the last game, we held them to like 2.2 yards per carry. We held them to 2.2 yards per carry. He's doing his job. And doing a hell of a job, if you ask me, for the simple fact he's been getting double teamed. Yes, I agree he's a run stuffer. But if you go look back at his specialty in college, his body, his skill, he gets to the passer too. He's a certified run stopper, but he can get to the passer in occasions where he's one-on-one. He's quick and has moves where he can always beat a guard. But you're correct. He is a certified run stopper. Certified run stopper. The difference with him is if he's not double teamed, he ain't doing what he's doing now, which is stopping the run for 1 or 2 yards. Christian Wilkins on the tackle, 1 yard gain. That's a plus. But if he's getting one-on-ones, Christian Wilkins in the backfield, -2 yards on the rush. That's what he does. It's the negative yard rushes. And the quarterback hurries is what Christian Wilkins does. Y'all don't realize we are one defensive lineman away from actually becoming a team that gets pressure on the quarterback. All these 3rd and 6s we put teams in, and they got all day back there. Oh, there goes someone after 7 seconds finally open. Here you go. We would instantly transform into a team that does not allow more than 3 seconds to throw the ball. Down. Said, hut, 1, 2. Oh, let me get out of here. But right now it's hut, 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. Throw it. We'll finally get to the point where the quarterback got to make a quick decision at the 3-second mark. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man, let me get out of here. Or throw it right away because I'm getting hurried. Quintus 30, don't laugh because we know every quarterback we've been playing has had 6, 7 seconds to throw the ball. All day. All they really been needing is 4 and 5. But if you look at what Phillip Rivers did to us, that man sat back there all day and chilled. Chilled. We are one pass rusher away, elite pass rusher away, from taking a game like the Chargers, and they don't score more than 17 points. A game like the Chargers game, they don't score more than 17 points. I even want to go lower than that. One great pass rusher away from them not being able to score is more than 17 points. Some may say, well, it don't matter if we only score 10. You're wrong, because you know what? In that 17 points that they score, we actually got maybe 3 more possessions out of that game. Do you know that they had possessions from the 6-yard line to a touchdown on like 15 plays? They had like 2 drives that took forever. They weren't going deep for the deep ball every play. It was 6 yards here, 4 yards there, 3 yards here, 7 yards there. And these weren't quick hike slants. No, it was hike. Man, nobody's open. Nobody's open, but thank God I got all day in the world. There we go. He's open now. And we rag on our secondary every time. Oh, our secondary getting beat and suck. You know, some of those back shoulder throws they threw out there to Eric Rowe where he was getting abused? Some of those balls released Phillip Rivers' hands 5 seconds after the play started. 5 seconds after the play started. Come on, man. Come on. If you go draft a quarterback, the best without a defense, the best case scenario, you're attempting to have a shootout. And you got to be better than the other team. But if you go draft defensive players that gives you a top defense, you ain't got to worry about a shootout. Your offense can win games struggling. Look at what Tom Brady did on Sunday. Tom Brady ain't even scored a touchdown. Hell, Rosen probably had a better game than Tom Brady. If I go look at PFF right now and the QB rating, because Brady had a 10. If I go look at PFF, I might find that Rosen had a better game than Brady. I literally just guessing off the top of my head. I don't know, man. I gotta see. TD, I told you before, Brady played like crap in playoffs and they still won. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. He definitely played like crap. He definitely played like crap. One moment, man. Let's see. Hey, give me a second. What happened to Josh Allen? You mean in that game? He got sacked all over the field. What? How many sacks did Josh Allen have? They sacked the man 5 times. That's why I keep telling y'all, you got to get at the QB. My assumptions were right. Tom Brady, a QBR of 19.5. Tom Brady had a QBR of 19.5 versus Buffalo. Rosen had a QBR of 41. Rosen had a QBR of 41. Tom Brady had a terrible game. His raw QBR was 10.3. But you know they factor in points added, they factor in pass, and then they factor in total EPA, which brings him to a 19.5. But his raw QBR was a 10.3. Josh Rosen's raw QBR was a 56.6. Matter of fact, Josh Rosen, let me see. His raw QBR, let me see, 56.6. His raw QBR was 12th in the NFL on Sunday. Yeah, his raw QBR was 12th in the NFL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13th. Excuse me, 13th. Forgive me. 13th. Tom Brady raw QBR, literally 29th in the NFL. 29th. So why did they get the W? Because they had 5 sacks and 2 interceptions from hitting the quarterback while he was throwing? This is the point that I continue to try to make, ladies and gentlemen. The problem that the Miami Dolphins have had in the last 20 years is the fact that we've been chasing the wrong position. And let me take it a step further. Just like majority of the teams in the NFL, it ain't a Miami Dolphin thing. This is an NFL thing driven by the freaking ridiculous non-sports knowing media. Driven by them. Incompetent analysts who want to praise the quarterback because that's the easiest thing to analyze on, because you ain't got to learn about this defensive end. You ain't got to learn about that nickel. You ain't got to learn about that linebacker. Hey, just keep writing stories about QB. Everybody's down for it. We'll get the clicks. We'll get the views. That's all that matters. That's all. We got to bring views to the network. They just want views. Nobody wants to click. We done already created this atmosphere. This defensive end might be better, but nobody wants to read that article. But if I make an article about Chase Young, I might get 10,000 views. But if I make an article about Tua, I'm getting 100,000. It's become a business decision of who they sell to you. And now the norm is the quarterback. And the people that I personally believe, and don't get offended, it's just my personal belief, the people that don't know football have bought into it. They have bought into it. I understand quarterback is important, but when it comes to being more important, the facts are right here. The facts are right here. You got to be able to get to the quarterback before you get a quarterback. Your team is in a better position when you get to the quarterback versus having a quarterback. Facts. Straight facts. Because in a lot of cases, even these great quarterbacks are winning when they have sorry games because of their defense. But if the defense plays bad and the quarterback has a good game, they're losing. Tom Brady, 500 yards in the Super Bowl and lost. Didn't Jared Goff just have 500 yards? Jared Goff threw for 500 yards. Did y'all know that? Jared Goff threw for 500 yards Sunday and still lost. Why? 4 interceptions because they were getting at him all day. 2 sacks, fumbles. Ndamukong Suh ran it in for the touchdown. Watch this. Michael Simmons. Y'all watch this. This is the stuff I love to prove. I love when y'all make comments that are just so wrong. He said, with Quinn and Wake, our defense still sucked. How many times I got to explain this? Because look at Robert Quinn right now. Robert Quinn is having a Pro Bowl season in Dallas after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, that man over there starting and beasting. Looking all pro. Am I wrong, y'all? Is Robert Quinn not looking all pro? Is Cam Wake ain't doing a good job for Tennessee? Then why did they suck for the Dolphins? Because our defensive tackles got hurt. We lost 3 defensive tackles last year. Both of the starters. So when you lose starting defensive tackles and you ain't got great depth, you ain't got to double team defensive tackles anymore. Why do you think we picked up Christian Wilkins in the first round? Robert Quinn and Cam Wake was getting double teamed all last season. So don't tell me they were nothing last year for us. Oh, because the scheme permitted them to be nothing. I wasn't mad at them for not being nothing. Every play I watch, look at them. They getting double teamed every time. Look at Cam Wake coming around the corner one-on-one. But the left tackle got an advantage anyway because his first step is outside. He ain't worrying about the inside because he got inside help. He's going the left tackle against Cam Wake and Robert Quinn all season, guessed every play. And they didn't have to make a bad guess because they did the same thing every play. Down said, first step is outside. I worry about where you going. My first step is going to be outside every time. So you ain't going to beat me around the corner. The only way a defensive end beat him around the corner because the left tackle's like, where is he going? He's going outside. Let me catch up. The left tackles are always, okay, which way is the defensive end going? Outside. Okay, now they're reactive. They're always behind the defensive end. What makes them great is being able to recover fast and get in front of them. But no left tackle had to worry about that last year because every coach we played against said, your first step need to be on the outside. I don't care if he cut back inside, you just seal the outside. Don't let him come around there and blindside our quarterback. And so every defense, every left tackle in the league was like, oh, this will be easy. Down saying, left, oh, he coming inside. Thanks for the help. They were running double tight end sets. They were doing everything to double team those two because they weren't worried about the defensive tackles in the middle because we didn't have good defensive tackles in the middle anymore. Why do you think they kept running the ball up our throat 7 yards at a time up the middle? Why do you think they've been running the ball? Shout out to my homie Bree. He said defense ain't sexy. You know better, TD. You're right. That's the problem. Defense ain't sexy. So that's why they want the quarterback. They rather a sexy quarterback that lose you games versus a great defense that ain't sexy, but they winning you games. You're right. It ain't sexy, and I do know better. That's why everybody driving the quarterback narrative is always. But if I'm supposed to be a Miami Dolphin fan and I'm tired of losing, I can't go for sexy anymore. I can't try to just keep going after sexy. I need to go after quality. It's no different from a man looking at a woman. Oh my God, she's so beautiful. That's what I want to go after. And y'all know good and well it ain't always quality. Thank God I have both. Oh my gosh. The best. Thank you. It's reality, man. Defense is very sexy. Y'all tripping. No. It is. It is. The problem is it ain't sexy when you never see it. What it is it's like having being with somebody that you really don't find appealing, and you just looking at everybody else, girl, like, oh my gosh. That's the saddest thing in the world. I mean, I might be sounding real bad right now, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm filter free around here, baby. Let's call it what it is, men. Let's call it what it is. It's like always looking over, like, but I'm happy. Yeah, you're happy, but at the end of the day, we're human. We're human. Thank God I have both. Thank you, Lord. But it is what it is. We always looking at everybody else's defense, wishing we had it. Do you see when I saw the Saints getting that Dak Prescott? I was like, why can't we never just attack like this? When you saw when you saw who was it? When you saw Tampa Bay getting that Jared Goff, oh my gosh, why do we never see this? Why do we never see this? When you saw the Bears, when you saw Minnesota, a high-powered offense averaging 27 a game, only score 6, and you looking at the Bears like, gosh, can we get one of those guys? You're envious when you see the Patriots, which Buffalo showed they're a good team. But when you see the reason they won is because their defense was just smothering. They getting at them. They gave Josh Allen an 8.9 raw QBR. He was the only one worse than Brady. No, Andy Dalton was worse. Andy Dalton, Josh Allen, then Brady. Andy Dalton, Josh Allen, then Brady. That defense gave Josh Allen an 8.9 QBR. Andy Dalton last night. When you saw Pittsburgh D sacking him after sack after sack after sack, he had a 6.6 QBR. You get jealous. Why we can't never have this over here, man? Gosh, man. And it's the difference of the game. Pittsburgh Steelers offense wasn't phenomenal last night. They opened it up late. But they were celebrating like it was a Super Bowl when that quarterback scored a touchdown. Their offense wasn't great. But that defense, man, they always put them in a great position. They got 3 more possessions than they should have by forcing a lot of punts. Come on, y'all. Come on. This is my point, man. The whole NFL has been hoodwinked, been bamboozled, riding this fake narrative about the quarterback position. Riding this fake narrative about the quarterback position when the evidence is right here. And like I said, the people that I feel don't know football are the ones who are soaking it up. They're the ones who soaking it up, man. Man, this is TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. I just want to say I digress on that point. We're about to end the stream in about a minute and a half. We got to go out the way that we started with this banger by my homie Matthew. I'm going to give y'all the information later on where to check his music out at. Man, this is the music you got to wake up to, baby. Just that good vibe for the day. Get you started out right. Man, shout out to you, Matthew, if you're watching, for sending me this one, man. Woo! Woo! Man, it's that feel-good music, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Y'all hit that like button on your way out of the room. Yeah. Waking up with TD, baby. Y'all remember the room was dark and gloomy when we started. Now you see the sunlight coming through. We are up for the morning. Everybody who's on their way to work or just getting to work, have a blessed day. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in to TD Fans Talk. Again, you can check me out Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. This has been the first show of Wake Up with TD, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Spread this love and positivity to those around you today. your co-workers, your friends, your loved ones. Make sure that you have a blessed day. It is your boy TD. I love y'all so much, man. I don't even know what to say at this point other than one thing. Peace! Woo!